society is from a Brazilian woman who knew, and this woman who probably had like an 8th grade, relative to an 8th grade education level in this country, but she knew certain cultural facts that I was born in this country about my legacy that I didn't know. So it's not only, excuse me, it wasn't only a sense of like they just going for, any old man or whatever thing. I think there was also a cultural component to it. That I think they had a certain kind of affinity or respect for, who I was beyond my understanding of who I was. So I think it's really playing women in other countries is something, it's almost an elitist kind of position that I think a lot of women in this country have about women who live in any other, whether it's Puerto Rican, or Dominican Republic, or Jamaican, or whatever. They really feel like they're on top of it when they really are not. These women have a very smart. They're not only very smart. They're very useful. They're practical people. They know how to do things, like cook, like sew, and that's just and I can't cook, I can't sew, and I'm not just saying that's something that all women should do. I'm saying they have skills that is helpful to another human being. They're not afraid of having children. They're not afraid of raising children. And all these things that when you come here, I have a girl talking about, well, I'm going to have kids when I'm like 35. I'm like, really?
That's in the U.S.?
Yes. I got it all planned. I'm 35. I'm gonna have my first.
But they just say now. What's wrong with that? What if they got other skills?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying, but that idea. Where did she get that idea from? It's about survival.
Why can't she make that?
I'm just saying. But probably in this society, that's probably a rational decision.
Right. But in the United States, can I speak real quick? In the United States, right? In Manhattan, for example, there are plenty of Brazilian, Dominican, whatever prostitutes that are here, or call girls, in call, out call, whatever you want to call it, right? I got them on my phone. I used to drive for them.
Okay.
So now, here's the thing.
Let me see.
There's people that would rather go to Brazil because Brazil, that $200 might get you 2 days rather than 1 hour. So I mean that's the reason why, because they can get more bang for their buck or whatever.
Right.
So
I'm not saying what I'm saying.
Bang for the buck.
Laws are different.
I'm not saying that they're not doing it with no
There's certain legal aspects.
I'm not saying they don't know math.
Yeah.
I'm just saying just to leave it on a level of math, I think you're really missing the point.
Well, it's not just about the money.
Let me just say that I was speaking partly in life, but I'll make another note. As uptight as American women are supposed to be,
as they are,
so much so that men have to go to Brazil and have sex with Brazilian women because they're so much more receptive. There's another trend. Women here in this country, men who come from some of these places like Brazil, I'm sure the men are just as pretty as the women, okay? Or Puerto Rico, or Dominican Republic, or Cuba, or any of these so-called exotic places. Those men come over here, or American women go over to those countries and get just as turned out as the men do. Okay? It is not simply an issue of women in America being uptight. Men in America are just as jacked up. If women go to these other countries and they form relationships with these men out there that have the same cultural affinity as the women, okay, you'll find that they prefer to be out there too. If Juan comes in, I'm being funny. Right. Ricardo comes in from whatever country and starts dating some woman, maybe a black woman, these uptight people that feel like they can't get a man, they get just as easily seduced by it.
No, they don't, because they can't cook. They used to cooking.
That's true.
You're missing my whole point.
They don't want to.
I don't know nothing what you talking about. I don't know no man that come from another country or come from no American woman. I really don't know.
Look at Dubai.
I really don't know it.
Dubai, they come here all the time. And they're looking,
But they come here to get the
wealthy, oil rich.
They don't get
But look at what you just said. The really wealthy oil guys come from Dubai to get American women, because they know that's the only way to get an American woman. That's it.
We're talking about sex. Maybe these men,
No, it's not sex. I think women don't get it. And I think women don't get it because they listen. Hold on. I think women in this country don't get it. It's because they're getting bad information from other women in this country. I think women should talk to women in other countries. Really.
Where's my applause button?
And not have this elitist, like, I can't learn nothing from this little hood booger, from this arrow spear, whatever that was in their mind, and say, wait a minute, what is it that they have going on in their dynamic that they are able to do so many things and become so useful and powerful?
just mentioned.
And as opposed to just saying that it's sexual or just monetary. People, I think people might say that on a superficial level. People really want more.
This society is different, though.
People want to feel love.
This society is different.
And I think that people people in this country gauge too much of their relationships on materialistic and superficial things. Where I think that people are happier. You said it when you went to Cuba. How the people were having, the relationship. There's no advertising. There's not all this disrespect. They were very nice. They were grateful. But I'm just saying, how come they happy and everybody getting along there?
The men were just as happy as the women.
Yeah, but
none of those people were American.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
exactly. That's the point.
I'm saying same goes for men. This is what. Look, what I'm trying to say is that you guys are saying that American women are, X, Y, and Z, whatever.
I love it. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying to you is, when American women go to these other countries, okay, and engage with the men in, conversation or this, that, and the other, the opinion is the same. That you guys are way less uptight than like one of the things I'll say, when I went to Cuba, nobody catcalled to me. Now I'm not saying that therefore that made them. I'm not saying that therefore that made them better men. I'm just saying they weren't as pressed like, oh yo, what's up? Let me holler at you. It was like
But that's it.
But that's what I'm saying. The point of a guy even doing that is the fact that there are women who are uptight. Why would the guy even need to get into that mode if that didn't happen in the first place? So the thing is that women. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Because if I go to a woman, I say how you doing, and she ignores me, and then if a guy, he might feel like, yo, forget you then, and then that's where the attitude comes from, and that's where the woman will say the man is uptight. But the reason why that happened was because of your attitude in the first place. So when a woman comes to a Jamaica or all these other places, it's not that, oh, it's so cool over here, and it's just that she's out of that realm of America because it's still messing up her own mind where she feels that she can't, relax because every guy's out to get her and all this other stuff.
How do you know her mother didn't die that morning?
It don't matter if her mother died that morning. It doesn't matter.
There's certain days I don't want nobody fucking talking to me.
No, but flip it though.
You get too close to me, you get inert because I'm fucked up.
Alright, but flip it though.
Well, that's America.
As human beings, we go through shit.
Flip it. If I'm on a train and an old lady comes on a train and she says, hey Sonny, do you know if this goes uptown? And I'm just staring into space. I'm not talking to her.
That's different.